I want to talk to you about what is easily the stupidest goddamn thing I have ever heard in my entire life. Andrew Tate lost his appeal to... He wanted to be extradited from Romania to the United States to be prosecuted there or what have you instead of Romania, and he lost. So he actually is going to face the consequences of his actions and is going to be put on trial. Someone who will remain nameless, because I'm not going to give them their 15 minutes of fame, actually argued that Andrew Tate was better than me because he's successful and I'm like a glorified gas station attendant. Well, I'm not a glorified gas station attendant. I am a gas station attendant. As the guy behind the cash register, on the same level as just about every other worker in the country. And then this person's supposed to be a socialist, and then called me a joke. Oh, he gets laid, you don't get laid, huh? You're just a cashier, you're nobody. You're supposed to be a socialist. This person claims to be a socialist. It boggles my mind that someone who alleges to be a socialist would stand there and attack somebody for being working class. I mean, not necessarily for a class position, because you can rightfully attack the bourgeoisie for being the bourgeoisie because of what they do. But to attack a person for being working class, for being one of the lower classes, is utterly moronic for a socialist to do. A right-winger would find that to be a lot of their bread and butter. But for socialists to do it, it's completely idiotic. So you correct the guy saying, well, no, he was trafficking these women and raping them, and then having recorded conversations where he gets off on forcing women to have sex against their will. This guy's clearly a narcissistic psychopath. When confronted with this, do you know how he defended it? Oh, do you feel the same way about Julian Assange? Well, no, because Julian Assange was proven to have been innocent. The women who accused him later came out and said the government forced them to give a false testimony, that he had never done it to begin with. Andrew Tate is a sex trafficker who forced women against their will to perform sexual services. That's called a fucking rapist. But here's the real kicker to the whole thing. He thinks it's a conspiracy. He thinks the same people that were trying to take down Julian Assange are the same people who are involved in a conspiracy to take down Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate means absolutely nothing to the system. He's not a threat to it in any way, shape, or form. He's never tried to be a threat to it. He's never been it. He's never tried to be it. He's really just done his own thing and has, by the way, if you couldn't miss the very capitalist, hyper-individualist nature with which he acts and, seemingly rapes, it goes perfectly along with the system. Exactly what threat did Andrew Tate ever pose to the existing order? He's almost wholly and completely a part of it. He literally endorses it. Where Julian Assange exposed war crimes, where innocent people were murdered by the U.S. Army. To compare these two things is idiotic beyond any possible measure I could think of. It is astounding that someone could be this much of a pathetic, low-life, degenerate simp for Tate that they would take these positions. It should be obvious right from the outset that anybody who is a socialist of any socialist stripe, doesn't matter what kind of socialist you are, you would be against Andrew Tate. I mean, I know asking a lot of very liberal-minded quote-unquote socialist to oppose sex trafficking, which is fueled by mostly pornography, to not support that is asking too much. But pretty much they're all in agreement that Andrew Tate is a complete piece of shit. And being the one lone idiot who thinks he isn't makes you one of the most pathetic losers on the face of the planet. That when he's criticized for being capitalist swine, for being allegedly a rapist, for being a sex trafficker, for literally admitting he enjoys forcing women to have sex with him as a good thing, something that should be defended, is unconscionable to a degree that I can't even... Like, it's flabbergasting that somebody would look up to someone like this and then claim to be a socialist. If you were some Randian libertarian, okay, then it would make sense. You'd still be a psychopath, but it would make sense. There would be an internal logic to it. But it's mind-blowing that someone could be that much of a pile of shit and idolize that man. It's just simply astounding. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.